Happy Friday, everybody. How we doing? Hopefully you guys had a great week and have a awesome weekend planned ahead. Today we're going to talk about a few topics that I've seen over the last few months of posting content, just questions I've seen asked on my channel and other channels. Figured I'd talk through a few of those things today. First things first, oftentimes I get asked, how much time do I spend on my business? I have a family. I got an 8-year-old son and a wife who does homeschooling for him. I also work a full-time job in finance, and between working 9 to 10 hours a day, spending time with the family, and then in my free time, how do I figure out how much time to spend on the business? And if you are in a position where you don't have a family, don't have kids, you can obviously spend a lot more time on this business than I do. And that would make an exponential difference in how quickly you can scale things and how fast you can start snowballing things, especially if you don't pull money out and just keep reinvesting, which is one of the next topics to talk about today as well. On a day-to-day basis, essentially, I wake up for work about 6:30 to 7 o'clock every day. I get ready for work, take the shower, all that fun stuff to get ready for work. And then before I leave, come downstairs and pack any orders that came in overnight, because I know that if I don't pack them before I leave, it's going to be the following day before they go out. So I always leave myself enough time to get downstairs, pack up the eBay orders, any website orders that came in overnight. Usually it's anywhere between 1 and 5 orders overnight. It's not anything crazy, but there's usually always at least one order to pack in the morning. So that factors in, I don't know, maybe 5 to 20 minutes, depending on how many orders I need to pack. And then on my way to work, stop at the post office, drop all those items off from the morning and from the evening before. So that's another 5 to 10 minutes out of the way to do that. So in the morning, it's really only about 10 to 30 minutes that I spend in the morning, depending on how many orders are there. So that's the morning. Then I go to work, get home from work in the evening, spend some time with the family, have dinner, and I don't work on the business, except for today. I'm working on it while my son is still awake by recording this video. But typically I don't work on anything on the business until after my son goes to bed, and I get downstairs sometime around 8 p.m. And then I've got about 2 hours of my free time that I allocate to some of it's business on some days, some of it's spending time with my wife, whatever it may be. But I've got essentially a 2-hour window where I know I got to get my stuff done, because I like to be up in bed by 10 to 10:30 and asleep by 10:30 to 11, because I'm not the kind of person who can function on a little sleep. If I get less than 7-8 hours of sleep, it's going to be a rough day for me, and I'm going to feel it. And I'm going to be asleep really early the next day, most likely. So try to be upstairs by 10 to 10:30. What it comes down to then is right back in to the next morning's routine when I wake up, pack orders again. So in all reality, on the high end, we're talking 2.5 hours a day. And in that 2.5 hours, I need to spend time sourcing cards. I need to spend time listing cards, shipping cards, recording a video like this, editing the video like this. I try to record videos that don't require much editing, because number one, I'm not good at it, and number two, I don't have much time to be able to spend on editing a video. I think it's important to post videos because I like engaging with you guys. I like helping anyone that has questions on how to run the business. Maybe they have had an idea that they want to run past someone. I enjoy it, and I think it's important to have the online audience so that I can build some support and trustworthiness, parasocial relationship with viewers who begin to like and trust me and want to go buy my stuff from eBay or my website because they can see me, they can interact with me, they know who I am, and eventually a little bit of side income from YouTube will be nice as well. I'm not monetized yet. We're getting close to the subscriber number that we need. We got a long ways to go on the watch time hours to qualify, but eventually when these videos can get monetized, even if it's a little bit, that will be helpful. Getting people to use the affiliate links, that's not a lot of money coming in, but you know, it's $85 last month that I wouldn't have had if I didn't have affiliate links. I'm getting off on a tangent again here, but just kind of talking about the importance of spending the time on the YouTube side of things because I enjoy it, and that's good for me mentally because I enjoy doing it. As hard as it is sometimes for me to hit record and come up with an idea to talk about, I do enjoy it, and I do enjoy having that community with those of you who interact with me. It does take away from my business though. As quickly as I say I enjoy it and I think it's good, it does take away from the time I can spend on the other side of my business, the actual business of listing on eBay and running an online store. You need to weigh and decide what's more beneficial, more important to you. And I know a lot of people don't want to talk in front of a camera. That terrifies them. That's great. You're going to get to spend more time sourcing, listing, shipping, constantly growing and reinvesting in your business to make it grow faster than mine did. And mine's not big by any means, guys. I have a tiny little nothing store in the grand scheme of things compared to other people out there. But I was able to snowball it and snowball it and snowball it over time by reinvesting. And that's the next topic. Is a lot of times people ask, how do you know when to pull money out of the business? And I really haven't, other than to reinvest in things for the business. So there have been times where I've used business money to buy new shelving, to buy a new table for my shipping station, to buy this camera that I'm recording on right now, to buy the Ricoh or Fujitsu. Mine's a Ricoh, could be a Fujitsu scanner. Those are all things that benefit the business. So I don't really view them as taking money out of the business because they're helping drive the business forward. They're creating efficiencies and really helping to save time in other areas. So yes, even though money's coming out of the business that I could have been buying inventory with, it's creating more efficiencies so that I can, like especially the scanner. Yeah, that was a $700-800 expense, but the amount of cards that I can list now that I wouldn't even dream of being able to list taking pictures with my phone manually before has greatly improved the number of sales and revenue I'm generating. So I've already way more than paid for, many times over, the cost of that scanner because of all the efficiencies it has given me. So I would say if you are running this business because you need income from it, this probably isn't the business to get into if you're looking for quick income. Over time, and this thing snowballs, and it can really turn into something much bigger, then yeah, it could be very lucrative if you're the kind of person who can afford to just, spend $1,000 on a collection, get $1,200 out of it, and invest that $200 back into buying another collection. And then you make another couple $100 and reinvest that. If you're the person who can just keep snowballing it and rolling it back into the business and be patient with it, you're going to really enjoy seeing the kind of snowball effect and how quickly things can add up for you in this business. But if you're looking for a quick flip to start making income quickly, to start having a side hustle that will help pay bills for you right away, I don't think this is the right side hustle for you to be in. There's a lot of other things that you could try doing that's a lot quicker. When I go buy a $1,000 collection, it might be 2 months or 3 months before the last card in that collection sells. So even though over time, yes, I'm going to make that $200 or whatever dollars of profit, it's not instant. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. That's why people are willing to take their large collection and sell it to you at a discount, because they don't want to put in that time. They don't want to put in that effort, and they don't want to wait for the sales to come in one by one. They'd rather take a discount, sell it all at once, get their cash all at once. And you need to be willing and able to take advantage of all of those aspects to make this business the most worth it for you that you can. If you're just looking for a quick buck and you're not willing to let things play out and take time to sell, again, you're going to be better off trying to do something else. Go mow lawns for a side hustle, or help, I don't know, whatever it may be. Put a lemonade stand out front. I don't care. Do something that's going to give you instant revenue, and you don't have to wait to resell something that you buy, right? So that would be my advice to you. Don't pull money out unless you're okay stunting the growth, number one, or if you really, really just have no other choice. I am over a year, almost a year and a half into running my website, and then I transitioned my eBay store, earlier in January or February of this year, to be TCG as well. So I'm not super far into this thing, but in a very short amount of time, I've grown my business bank account from, we'll call it $0. Yes, when I started the business bank account, I had invested about $1,000 to $1,500 of my own money in inventory, but let's just say my bank account started at $0, and very regularly we're in the $10,000 to $20,000 range, depending on if I'm buying collections or not. And that's all from slinging cardboard, and it's snowballing. It's getting quicker. It's getting to a point where before I would buy a collection, I would have to wait till a lot of that collection sold before I could go buy something else, because it was trickling in. I had a smaller inventory, so I didn't have constant sales coming in like I do now. We're getting to a point now where my inventory is getting big enough. Things are selling every day to a point where even if I go spend $2,000 on a collection, I might have that $2,000 back in my account from other collections that are selling over time. I might have that $2,000 back in my account in 2 to 5 days, depending on which things are selling. That's the beauty of letting things snowball and build. The other thing to think about is my inventory is also growing, right? My bank account is replenishing quicker than it used to because my inventory is bigger. When I started my business, I had 0 Pokemon products other than the $1,000 to $1,500 that I spent on inventory. And now at any given moment, I've got, I don't even know, honestly. I probably shouldn't even say how much inventory I have, but it's growing. Let's just say that. The inventory is growing, so my balance sheet is growing, my revenue is growing, and it's all because I'm letting things snowball as much as possible. I think the only thing I've ever spent money on so far that I knew I wasn't going to get some sort of return on for a long time is the table, the booth that I reserved for the TCG National in Dallas in January. I wanted to make sure I secured a booth in the main room of that convention center, and I booked that booth 2 or 3 months ago now, knowing that I wasn't gonna get any benefit out of that money until January of 2027. Outside of that, every penny in this business has been reinvested into something that benefits the business, whether it's more inventory to sell or supplies or things that help create efficiency, the scanner, the camera, the shelving units, all that fun stuff. Per usual, I'm doing a lot of rambling. If any of you made it this far and watch me regularly, you know that I've got a tendency to ramble and repeat myself. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm not gonna keep talking and beating a dead horse. Moral of the story is, spend as much time on this thing as you can without driving yourself crazy, without neglecting your family, and reinvest things back into the business for as long as you can before you touch a penny to spend on anything not related to the business. I guess to sum things up, on a weekly basis, I probably spend about 12.5 to 15 hours a week on the business, and it's split about, I would say, 2/3 of the time to running the actual TCG side of the business. 1/3 of the time is recording videos, editing videos, responding to comments, things like that. So I don't know if this was helpful. Hopefully you found some value in this video. And if you did, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and commenting below, guys. I love interacting with you guys in the comment section. Throw some ideas out there. If you got any more things that you want me to talk about, I'm always looking for ideas. That's one of the things I struggle with the most, is figuring out what I want to talk about each time, because I know a lot of these videos I record and I talk about a lot of the same things, and I try to say them in different ways each time, or it just comes out through my brain a different way, one way, and then the next time a different way. A lot of these things I can get repetitive on, but they're very important things to think about and consider. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, we'll see you guys next time. God bless. Have a great weekend.